Good morning, dear students. I am Shiva Nagireddy, School Assistant English, ZPA School, Panchadengala. Our today's topic is reported speech. In your examination, the question number is 20. Reported speech question carries 2 marks. Let us learn detailedly what reported speech is, how to write sentences in reported speech. Reported speech is also known as indirect speech. In this process of writing reported speech, we make some changes while writing an indirect speech to direct speech or direct speech to reported speech. It involves conveying what someone else said without using their exact words. While reporting somebody's words, we make some changes. For example, student A whispered something to student B. Then student C asks what student B said. Then student B reports what student A said. He said that he watched a movie yesterday. So student B is reporting what student A said to him. That is called reported speech. In direct speech, we say the speaker's words exactly without modifying what he says. In reported speech, we report what someone said without using quotation marks. It involves paraphrasing the original statement. When converting direct speech to reported speech, we need to shift the tense one step back in time. This process is called backshifting. For example, if someone says in present tense, when we convert into direct speech, reported speech, we need to change into past tense. So we are backshifting. Present tense is uh, in report direct speech. We are converting them into reported speech. While converting, the tense will change into past tense. But when there are modals, they don't undergo backshifting while reporting the sentences. So this is the important slide. What changes happen when we convert the direct speech to indirect speech? Obviously, present tense will become past tense, present perfect tense will become past perfect, will become would, shall become should, must have to become to, had to, can become could, may become might, ought to remain same. If it is in the past tense, when we convert into direct speech, some people use past tense as usual. Some people change into past perfect. Okay. If there is past perfect, it remains same. Would also remain same. Should, had to, could, might. These all don't change when we convert into direct speech. Direct speech to indirect speech. Here is one sentence. I promise we will build school next year. This is the direct speech because these are the direct words of the speaker. When we convert into indirect speech or reported speech, what changes happening? Observe carefully. I pronoun becomes she. Promise will become promised. We become they. Will become would. Build schools the following year. Next year become following year. What changes happening? Observe here. I become she. Promise become promised. We become they. Will become would. Build school, it remains same. Next year become the following year. So these changes happen when we convert direct speech into indirect speech or reported speech. Changes in pronouns. In reported speech, pronouns often change based on the context. Possessive pronouns and adjectives also need adjustment to match the reported speaker. On another example, my baby is due in November. She said her baby was due in November. Generally, these will be given in quotation marks. Quotation marks indicates it is in the form of direct speech. Changes in word order. In reported speech, we follow the standard of word order for statements using subject, verb, and object. So, further, this is the standard order we follow in sentences. Adverb of time and place may need to be repositioned or adjusted accordingly. Can I start recording now? This is the exact words of the speaker. When we convert into indirect speech, what we do? He asked if he could start recording. Then can become could, I become he, now become then. These three changes happened when we converted into reported speech. So changes in adverbials also take place. Time reference shift to reflect the reported speaker's perspective, such as today become that day, yesterday become the previous day. Similarly, place of reference may need to change based on the situation. Here become there. So these are the changes regarding adverbials take place. Changes in adverbial. Look at this side. Look at this slide carefully. What changes will happen, particularly adverbials. Today will become that day. Tomorrow will become the next day or the following day. Yesterday they become the day before. Now become then. At the moment become at that moment same. Here, there, in this city, in that city. So these are the adverbials should be changed while converting direct speech to indirect speech. An example: snow is expected tonight in the city. Snow was expected that night in that city. Snow was expected that night in that city. Some examples are given here. Okay, this is the sentence. Look at this example carefully. He says, I am happy. Examiner may ask you to transform this sentence into indirect speech. So the verb which is there before the quotation marks is called reporting verb. Observe carefully. The verb which is placed before the quotation mark is called reporting verb. When reporting verb is in present tense, you need not change the tense even in the indirect speech. He says that he is happy. So the am become is. So both are in present tense. He says that he is happy because the reporting verb is in present tense. When the reporting verb is present tense, we don't take much changes in the tense form. Okay. This is important. If reporting verb in direct speech is in past tense and different direct speech is also in past tense, then past tense of direct speech is changed as follows. First one, simple past tense. Simple past tense is changed into past perfect tense. Simple present tense will become simple past. Simple past tense will become past perfect tense. Observe this example. He said, I bought English dictionary. He said that he had bought English dictionary. Same in the same way, past continuous tense change into past perfect continuous tense. He said, I was studying in my room. He said that he had been studying in his room. Past perfect tense remains unchanged in while converting indirect speech to direct speech. He said, I had achieved my target. He said that he had achieved his target. So it remains same even in the indirect speech. Past perfect continuous tense will become past perfect continuous tense even in the indirect speech. He said, I had been watching video on computer for half an hour. He said that he had been watching video on computer for half an hour. Yes. Second, third rule, simple future tense. He said, I will be happy. He said that he would be happy in indirect speech. Future continuous tense. Future continuous tense. He said, I will be waiting for my appointment later. In indirect speech, he said that he would be waiting for his appointment later. Will be become would be. Future perfect tense. He said, I will have completed my graduation. In indirect speech, he said that he would have completed his graduation. Of direct speech in corresponding past. Simple present tense is changed into simple past tense. Look at this example. He said, I am happy. He said that he was happy. Present continuous tense he changed into past continuous tense. He said, I am waiting for my appointment later. He said that he was waiting for his appointment later. Present perfect tense is changed into past perfect tense. He said, I have completed my graduation. He said that he had completed his graduation. Present perfect continuous tense will become past perfect continuous tense. For example, he said, I have been learning computer for 6 months. In indirect speech or reported speech, we turn them into he said that he had been learning computer science for last 6 months. So there are some exceptions for while converting direct speech to indirect speech. If there are any universal truths, we need not to change those truths. For example, he said the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. This is the universal truth. So we don't do changes when we convert into indirect speech or reported speech. He said that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Second example, he said all human beings have two eyes and two ears. That is common and natural truth. So she said that all human beings have two eyes and two ears. So we use unreal condition. In that cases, what are the changes we observe or what are the changes happen direct speech to indirect speech? This is the example. He said, if I had worked hard, I would have achieved my goal. In reported speech, he said if he had worked hard, he would have achieved his goal. Next one. He said, I wish I had a car. This is unreal condition, imaginary condition. He wished he had a car. Next, third example. She said, if I went, I would tell you. She said, if she went, she would tell me. Past perfect. Past perfect remains same. He says, I had completed my graduation. He says that he had completed his graduation. So, if the tenses are in past perfect, the tense will remain same in the even in direct speech to reported speech. Reported speech లో మనం గమనించాల్సింది ఏమంటే ఈ కొటేషన్ మార్క్స్ కన్నా ముందు ఉన్నది ప్రజెంట్ టెన్స్ లో ఉంటే ఎలాంటి మార్పులు చేయాల్సిన పని లేదు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ డైరెక్ట్ స్పీచ్ లో he says he is reading a book. దాన్ని రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్ లోకి మార్చినప్పుడు he says that he is reading a book because it is in present tense. సో ద రిపోర్టింగ్ వర్క్ ఈ కొటేషన్ మార్క్స్ ముందు ఉన్నది రిపోర్టింగ్ వర్క్ కనుక మనకి టెన్స్ అనేది ఏం చేంజ్ అయ్యింది. ఓకే, రిపోర్టింగ్ వర్క్ కనుక పాస్ట్ టెన్స్ లో ఉంటే మనం దాంట్లో చేంజెస్ చేస్తాం. అదే మీరు ఇక్కడ గమనిస్తారు. డైరెక్ట్ స్పీచ్ లో ఐ లవ్ పిజ్జా సెడ్ యానా. రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్ లో యానా సెడ్ దట్ షీ లవ్డ్ పిజ్జా. యానా సెడ్ దట్ షీ లవ్డ్ పిజ్జా. So the exact words are not used. Instead of we changed certain words when we convert into reported speech. టెన్సెస్ లో ఏమేమి మార్పులు జరుగుతాయో చూడండి. ప్రజెంట్ టెన్స్ ఏమవుతుంది, పాస్ట్ టెన్స్ అవుతుంది. డైరెక్ట్ స్పీచ్ లో ఐఎమ్ హ్యాపీ ఉంటే she said she was happy. am become was. డైరెక్ట్ స్పీచ్ లో టిమ్ ఈజ్ మేకింగ్ డిన్నర్ టు నైట్ ఉంటే రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్ లో టిమ్ వాజ్ మేకింగ్ డిన్నర్ దట్ నైట్. సో ఇక్కడ ఏమేమి చేంజెస్ జరుగుతున్నాయి ఒకసారి గమనించండి. ఈజ్ ఏమవుతుంది, వాజ్ అవుతుంది. టు నైట్ ఏమవుతుంది, దట్ నైట్ అవుతుంది. సో అలాంటి చేంజెస్ మనం ఖచ్చితంగా రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్ లో రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయ్యేలాగా చూసుకోవాలి. ఇంకా పాస్ట్ టెన్స్ ఉంటే అది పాస్ట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. డైరెక్ట్ స్పీచ్ లో ఇఫ్ సంబడి గోపి సెడ్ ఐ విజిటెడ్ స్పెయిన్, గోపి సెడ్ దట్ హీ హ్యాడ్ విజిటెడ్ స్పెయిన్. ఐ విజిటెడ్ అనేది ఏమైంది, హీ హ్యాడ్ విజిటెడ్ అయింది. ఐ ప్రొనౌన్ బదులు ఐ అనే దాని బదులుగా హీ మార్చినాం, ప్రొనౌన్ చేంజెస్ జరుగుతున్నాయి. తర్వాత విజిటెడ్ ను హ్యాడ్ విజిటెడ్ గా మార్చున్నాం. అంటే పాస్ట్ టెన్స్ అనేది పాస్ట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ టెన్స్ అవుతుంది ఇక్కడ. I was cycling in the park when I met Mark. He said that he had been cycling in the park when he had met Mark. ఇక్కడ వాజ్ సైక్లింగ్ అనేది పాస్ట్ కంటిన్యూస్ లో ఉంది కదా, మీరు టెన్స్ గుర్తించాలా. పాస్ట్ కంటిన్యూస్ లో ఉంది. పాస్ట్ కంటిన్యూస్ లో ఉన్నదాన్ని మనం పాస్ట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ కంటిన్యూస్ లో మార్చున్నాం. వాజ్ సైక్లింగ్ ఏమవుతుంది, హ్యాడ్ బీన్ సైక్లింగ్ అవుతుంది. అదేవిధంగా ఐ అనేది హీగా చేంజ్ అవుతుంది. ఐ మెట్ అనేది హీ హ్యాడ్ మెట్ అనే పాస్ట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ టెన్స్ లోకి మారుతుంది. సో ఇలాంటి మార్పులు మనం ఖచ్చితంగా రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్ లోకి మార్చేటప్పుడు ఖచ్చితంగా ఫాలో అవ్వాలి. విల్ అనేది వుడ్ అవుతుంది. డైరెక్ట్ స్పీచ్ లో ఐ విల్ కాల్ యూ అంటే, ఇండైరెక్ట్ స్పీచ్ లో లేదా రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్ లో షీ సెడ్ దట్ హీ వుడ్ కాల్ మీ అవుతుంది. సో హౌ టెన్సెస్ చేంజ్ ఇన్ రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్. చూడండి ఇక్కడ టెన్సెస్ ఏ విధంగా మార్పులు జరుగుతాయో చూడండి. ప్రజెంట్ సింపుల్ ఉంటే పాస్ట్ సింపుల్ అవుతుంది. ప్రజెంట్ కంటిన్యూస్ ఉంటే పాస్ట్ కంటిన్యూస్ అవుతుంది. ప్రజెంట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ టెన్స్ ఉంటే పాస్ట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ టెన్స్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, పాస్ట్ సింపుల్ ఉంటే పాస్ట్ పర్ఫెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. Past continuous ఉంటే past perfect continuous. Past perfect tense, it remains same as past perfect. So modal verbs, how modal verbs change when we convert into reported speech? Direct speech లో can ఉంటే ఇక్కడ could అవుతుంది. For example, I can swim. In reported speech, it becomes she said she could swim. May becomes might. It may rain becomes in reported speech, he said that it might rain. Direct speech, you must study. In reported speech, he said, I had to study. Okay, how time words change. Today will become that day, tomorrow will become the next day, yesterday become the day before, now become then, at the moment, at that moment, last week, the previous week, next week, the following week. So these changes will happen when we convert into రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్. రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్లో ఇంకా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాల్సింది కొటేషన్ మార్క్స్ తీసేయాలి. ఒకవేళ క్వశ్చన్ వర్డ్స్ ఉంటే అవి తీసేసి మనం అసర్టివ్ సెంటెన్సెస్ గా మార్చాలి. ప్రొనౌన్స్ చేంజ్ చేయాలి, టైం వర్డ్స్ చేంజ్ చేయాలి. హౌ టు రిపోర్ట్ క్వశ్చన్స్. డూ యూ లైక్ ఐస్ క్రీమ్? క్వశ్చన్స్ అడిగినప్పుడు మనం వాటిని రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్ లో ఎట్లా మార్చాలని చెప్పి. డూ యూ లైక్ ఐస్ క్రీమ్? హీ ఆస్క్డ్ ఇఫ్ ఐ లైక్డ్ ఐస్ క్రీమ్. ఇఫ్ ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇది ఎస్ ఆర్ నో క్వశ్చన్, డూ యూ లైక్ ఐస్ క్రీమ్ అంటే ఎస్ అంటామా. ఎస్ ఆర్ నో క్వశ్చన్స్ లో ఇట్లా డూ అనే ఆక్సిలరీ ఉపయోగించినప్పుడు మన ఇఫ్ కానీ వెదర్ కానీ ఉపయోగిస్తాం. వేర్ ఆర్ యూ గోయింగ్? షీ ఆస్క్డ్ వేర్ ఐ వాస్ గోయింగ్. రైట్. కమాండ్స్ అండ్ రిక్వెస్ట్ లో మనం ఎట్లా మారుస్తాం రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్. క్లోజ్ ద డోర్, హీ టోల్డ్ మీ టు క్లోజ్ ద డోర్, ఆర్ హీ ఆర్డర్డ్ మీ టు క్లోజ్ ద డోర్. డోంట్ టచ్ దట్, షీ ఆర్డర్డ్ మీ నాట్ టు టచ్ దట్. బికాజ్ ఇవన్నీ ఇంపరేటివ్ సెంటెన్స్ అంటాం, ఏమంటాం ఆర్డర్స్, రిక్వెస్ట్ ఇలాంటివి ఇలా మారుస్తాం మనం. ఓకే, సో ఈ చేంజెస్ అన్ని మీరు గుర్తుంచుకొని వాటిని తగ్గట్టు మారుస్తుంటే మీరు రిపోర్టెడ్ స్పీచ్ ను బాగా చేయగలరు. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ ఫర్ లిసనింగ్. ఆల్ ద బెస్ట్.